All right, we're back on Best Hour of Their Day. Dale King, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother. It's a truly an honor to be here, man.
I always love when I have people on that I look up to, I respect, I kind of see, in different avenues, specifically for you, Shark Tank. And, then we reach out, we get connected, and you're like, oh, I've heard of Best Hour of Their Day. And it's always cool to be like, all right, this person that I admire has a little bit of the same going on for us.
No, dude, it was that phone call was great, man. It was just so cool. I was actually going through the episodes. I'd been reading the new tax book. That was kind of like my new thing going into the year. And then, our kind of saying is like, our whole goal at our affiliate is to give the members the best hour of their day. And just love the content you guys are putting out, especially on this podcast and through social media as well.
Well, every time you say that, just keep in mind you have to write Fern and I a check. So we don't mind you saying it, but just, the check should be in the mail, and we will accept payment via Doc Spartan, by the way.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
for those of you, Dale and I were talking right before we got on. He's about as busy as I am. You got a billion companies. You got PSKC CrossFit. Did I say that right?
Correct. Yep.
And you'll tell us, don't spoil it yet. I want to hear what that stands for. And then we've got Doc Spartan, which is how I found out about you. And thanks to you, the products, if you're watching, if you've seen a picture of me and you've admired my beard,
Glorious.
I'm telling you right now, it's all Doc Spartan. I love your scrub, by the way, even more than the beard stuff. That scrub, makes me feel just all tingly inside. I don't know how else to describe it. Just it makes me feel moisturized but clean, and
Yep.
it's getting the layer of dead skin cells off. It's really good stuff. So check it out. You can check it out on his site, and you can check it out on Thunderbro. Also, we sell the three main things: the deodorant, the scrub, and the moisturizer.
Yep.
And we do a combo pack that makes it pretty cost effective. Actually, if you buy all three, you're not going to find a less expensive product in the store, especially at that quality.
No, definitely not. And it's funny, we started just making an all natural first aid ointment. That's what we went on Shark Tank with. And then my business partner, Renee, she's kind of the mad scientist behind everything. And she's like, we could easily make a scrub. And I was like, what the hell's a scrub? And I'm like, I'm a dude. I'm not putting any sort of nonsense on my body. I don't even know what a scrub is. So she whipped up a batch, man, and I don't shower without it. It is such a cool thing. You don't have to get out of the shower and put lotion on or anything. You just scrub down and you're good to go the rest of the day, man.
Well, especially out here in Boulder now, for me, my skin's always dry, and I noticed that the scrub
Yep.
really helps. And the other thing, I called you up, we spoke, and I was telling you how I'm deathly afraid of deodorants to this day. 25 years after I had an allergic reaction as a kid, I've always used natural deodorant. So before slapping on some Doc Spartan deodorant, I wanted to make sure it was good. It says all natural on it, but everything says all natural these days.
Yeah.
So I called you up and I was like, is this for real? And you assured me it was. And here we are a couple weeks later, I'm good to go.
Awesome, man. We love hearing stuff like that. We really do. That's awesome.
So, I mean, you're involved in so many businesses, from nonprofits to your box to Doc Spartan. Which of those has the majority of your time these days?
Man, that's a really good question. What I've found, and I know a lot of other affiliate owners are kind of in this space. It's like you kind of get bit by that entrepreneurial bug, and then you open up something else, and then you go to something else. But over really the last 5 years, I've kind of found myself that I can really do just about kind of two things well. Otherwise, if I'm three or four things, it just dilutes my effort and my intensity to those other aspects. So right now, it's at the time of this recording, it's beginning of February. Everyone's still kind of riding out the whole New Year's resolution wave, and and everyone's kind of ending those 4 to 6 week challenges. So right now it's very heavy in the gym, and then the way Doc Spartan is, it's very kind of event driven. So we have to take advantage of holiday sales when they come up. So just kind of, it's a nice little wave as the New Year's rush is coming down. Now we're launching into like Valentine's Day sales. So as much as I can, I try to split it 50-50 down the road between the gym and Doc Spartan.
Yeah, and if you're a female listener and you have a significant other, male or female, and you want them to smell better, just buy them some Doc Smart. Don't put it on them. Just, it's a great gift, right? For
Yes.
$44.99, you get deodorant, scrub, moisturizer. I'm
And
gonna tell you. Let me tell you a funny story. Since using that, this is not a fabrication. At least, I would say at least 6 people at jiu-jitsu have come up to me and told me that I smell great while rolling with them, men and women.
And if there's gonna be anybody that's gonna shoot you straight, it's when you're rolling with somebody.
I had
And
I had a dude I was rolling with the other day, black belt, badass, and he was like, "You smell so good, I want to lick you." That's what he said to me, and I was like, "Hey, at this point, you licking me is gonna feel a lot better than what you're doing to me. So go for it, go for it." But tell me a little bit more about it. I know you've talked about it in the past, but you were on Shark Tank. Give us some behind the scenes trade secrets that we would not know by watching the show. I know you went into a deal with Robert Herjavec. Is that
mhm.
still in effect?
Yeah, he's still an active investor in the company. It's funny, man. Like the way those deals go down, like clearly, like what you see on TV is not what happens in real life. And especially with Robert, his success rate of what he shakes on the show versus actually what happens in real life, a lot of those deals don't go through for whatever reason. And to the Sharks' benefit, like you could just be completely lying when you're on that show. Like they're not looking at your financials at that time. You could be promising the world, but really what happens is you go. It's almost like being, knock on wood, I hope I never get audited, but it's almost like going through an IRS audit. Like when you develop a partnership or somebody wants to invest in your company, they're going to pull through every P&L. They're going to pull through every balance sheet, every bit of sales data. And if you're being honest and it matches up, then actually the deal will go through and they'll sign on as an active investor. But so we're one of the rare ones that we actually shook on the show, got a deal, and then the deal happened in fruition in real life. But the
And
show itself is crazy. Yeah, every little bit of success we've had has come because like we're inside of an affiliate, of a CrossFit affiliate. Like we have a unique and kind of unfair advantage because the best employees in the world are CrossFitters. Like you're not going to find anybody who works hard and is more dedicated to getting the job done than CrossFitters are. So I own about a 5,000 square foot building, and we have a gym side of it. And then once Doc Spartan kind of picked up steam, we just knocked down more walls in the retail office side of it. And we manufacture, label, and ship and do everything out of that side. And one day we actually came back from the Arnold Classic, got an email from some random Gmail address. Turns out the dude was the executive producer for Shark Tank, and saw our posting on social media, and they're looking for veteran-owned companies. And literally 3 months later, we were being flown out to LA to film the show, man.
so you're on the show and pitching for, maybe on television 8 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How long is your actual time walking in, down that carpeted hallway in front of the Sharks? How long is your time in that room in reality?
So I think our segment was probably 6 to 7 minutes, and we were in front of them for about 50 minutes.
5-0, so almost an hour.
Yeah, yep. And then you're just like tap dancing, and because it's funny, like what you try to be as prepared as possible. It's just like a class. Like if you're offering just the worst level service, you go out and say regurgitate what's on the board and say go for it. But just like what you guys offer, it's like if you uh, do your lesson plan, you look at the floor layout, you talking like equipment needs, how many people's in your class. The more prepared you are, the better, the more likely are you going to be success. It's the same way with that show, but there's certain things you just can't be prepared for. You go out there, we fired off our little pitch, which lasted all of 90 seconds, and then literally like 5 sharks are out there firing questions to you and my business partner, and then they're talking to each other at the same time. So you're trying to answer their questions, and then you're really trying to read the room on what they're arguing about. So it's nothing can prepare you for that level of insanity.
Do you remember any questions in particular that took you off guard or that you weren't prepared for? And who and which shark was it from?
I can't. Mark Cuban kind of like they started going down more of the FDA route, like being approved by the FDA, and why aren't you approved by the FDA? And like we had answers to that, but Mark was trying to take it from a medical claims perspective,
He
and
always does that.
I think like something must have happened before in his life, or he must have had a bad investment to where he got bid on. And so we were just like, listen, we're not making medical claims, it's a cosmetic company, and then therefore we don't need to be regulated by the FDA. But that turned into like a whole like 10-15 minute argument and debate, and luckily they kind of edited the majority of that out. But
So typically, from my experience, and I've kind of fallen off the Shark Tank, watching in recent years. It's just like it's become a bit repetitive. But what I've noticed is veterans do get kind of a better treatment, if you will, and it's
sure.
well deserved, right? You guys
Right.
protect our country, all that good stuff. But you were on an episode that was all veterans.
They turned our episode, they called it like a first responder. So
Right. So
there was a nurse, a firefighter, and us.
do you think that hindered, like if you were the only veteran, out of the 10 that they had seen in a row, you might have stood out. But because you're on this episode with other, first responders, do you think they were kind of just like, it's just a normal person now?
No, and the reason I can say that is they only film 2 times out of the year. So what happened is they packaged our episode together from people being filmed at different times. Um,
Gotcha.
so who knows where we were in the whole schedule of recordings for that day.
Right.
But that's why I wore like ranger panties on the show, and like just to try to like get them, because that's the other thing is like kind of inside baseball is those guys are all type A personalities. They're taking time out of their multi-million-dollar companies to go for a week and film, and they can be very irritable.
Although
Depending
they're
on,
probably getting paid pretty
oh yeah,
handsomely.
100%. But for them it's just like a job. And then like if you're the last person to film on the last day, good luck, man, because they're just wanting to get on out of there. But our whole mission was to like kind of knock them back on their feet a little bit, get them laughing and get them at ease, and then try to evolve the conversation from there.
Did you make friends with any of the other people pitching?
Yeah, we did, man. It's a you're there, you're in like in a sequestered hotel, and you guys are all kind of together, and everyone's rightfully nervous and chit chatting and the whole deal. But there's a couple guys to this day that we're still good buddies with, and then it's just nice to be able to bounce ideas off each other, especially as like your episode's getting ready to air.
So Robert Hershevek's your partner in this. I think, he wound up buying 15%, if that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does he do CrossFit?
He doesn't do CrossFit. He's probably the most active of all the sharks, but he's just into whatever, man. Like he's a big. I'd say he's more of an endurance guy than anything else. Also, he's like obviously huge on dancing. His wife is from Dancing with the Stars. That's where he met her. But he's really big into physical fitness. Unfortunately, just he's not been bit by the CrossFit bug yet.
Is was he? I'm sure you can't give me. Maybe you can. Was he the shark you wanted?
Honestly, we were wanting anyone who would
Anyone?
anyone. We kind of thought Damon might be more of our guy because at the time he had some investments with a group of CrossFit gyms.
Right,
Uh,
in New York City.
yeah, so we knew he got us and understood CrossFit. But as the negotiations kind of evolved, it was very clear that like Robert was with us right from the get go. It's very favorable and really loved the branding.
If a box is listening and wants to have some Doc Spartan products at their box, how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, just very simply, we actually have a wholesale section on our website, just docspartan.com, and click out that, fill that form out. And we do very well. We have a whole wholesale kit that is prepackaged and ready to go. And that's a good thing. I know as an affiliate owner, you get bombarded daily on different companies, wanting to carry supplements and products and this and that. And we make it as easy as possible as far as like minimum order, and like you understand the profit margin you're going to be making by buying the kit. So affiliate owners have enough to deal with. Figuring out profit margins and when to stock and restock shouldn't be added to their list. So we try to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, but every box has that smelly member.
Oh, 100% they do.
And here's the deal: buy a deodorant and just gift it. Hey, I got you a present. I thought you might like to try this. Great company, veteran owned and operated. Slap this on. You don't even have to have that awkward conversation. They come back in smelling fresh, wearing the Doc Spartan.
Good to go, man. That's one of the best reasons to get it that I've heard of.
All right, let's shift gears. You own a CrossFit affiliate. What does PSKC stand for?
So Portsmouth Spartan Kettlebell Club, and Portsmouth Spartans were actually on one of the very first NFL teams. They were in Portsmouth and one of the original NFL teams, and actually they're the current day Detroit Lions. So born and raised in Portsmouth before I went away from the military, so it was kind of important for me to kind of have that historical name attached to the gym.
Were you big into kettlebells before finding CrossFit?
So it's kind of like a chicken egg kind of thing. In 2007, I started doing CrossFit when I was attached to 10 Special Forces Group. And then I moved back home to Ohio. And at the time, there was one affiliate in Ohio. It was up in
Well,
Columbus. It was this weird place called Rogue Fitness.
huh.
And so it was like an hour and a half away. And it was my first time I'd ever been to an affiliate, and I'd drive 2 hours, hour and a half every Sunday for the free workouts, and ended up meeting a skinny Air Force dude named Bill, and then he really showed me how to use kettlebells.
You're not referring to Bill Henniger.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looks great again, but back in the day, he was really skinny, packed on a few pounds, as I'm sure he spent a lot of his time growing Rogue. I mean, what's your opinion? Is Rogue Fitness the biggest and best business to come from CrossFit?
Yeah, yes. I mean, there's been however many, but like, I don't think there's any out there that parallels the scope and impact that Rogue has brought to this, forefront. And it's cool because like, so I go up there every Saturday, and like he was the first guy to like bring kettlebell certs in, and then he'd have Olympic weightlifting certs in. And I was just, how you are when you're first CrossFitting, like you're just bathing in the Kool-Aid. And I went up there and talked to him one time. He's like, yeah, we're going to try to do this like equipment stuff, like, because you can't find CrossFit equipment anywhere. And he had a dude that was a welder, and he was welding metal rings. And then he had a guy from his hometown, I think, that was like sewing the straps together. And it's just been amazing to see that from like 2006, 2007 to, 500 some odd employees, massive campus in Columbus.
Have you seen the new space?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
dude, it's insane. It's incredible.
So I saw Bill at the games this year, and first of all, the dude is just such a nice guy. Every year since probably 2011 or so, he just gives me a 25-pound plate at the end of the games every year. So I have a collection of green plates in my garage. But this past year, he came up to me and he said, Jay, were you Body by Jay by any chance back in the day? And I go, yeah, why? He goes, you were like one of my very first clients. You were like one of the first people to buy something from Rogue. And I remember it was the set of rings I bought back then. It was like 2006. But he remembered it.
Yep.
I mean,
Man.
if you're trying to emulate any company out there, Rogue Fitness is the way to go.
No, and I tell you, one of the things I try to rip off from them is the customer service. And like, he's not going to remember you from 14 years ago if, customer service isn't, first and foremost in their minds. And, I've had rare occasions that I needed something and it's like, no questions asked, turn around, free shipping, replacements out the door. And I think that's such a key important part, whether it's you being an affiliate owner, doing the best thing for your members, or just operating any business in general, is like you got to bend over backward for that customer. And that's what Rogue does.
What are some things that you do either at the box or with your company to make sure you're providing the best possible customer service?
The overarching answer is like you have to care, first and foremost. So, on the Doc Spartan side, it's an e-commerce business, and we're constantly kind of bringing new people in all the time, kind of based on our situation. And we're going to screw things up, unfortunately. Like, you're going to get 3 things when you should have got 4, or you might get the wrong things here, there, and the other. But everything that we do, every order gets a handwritten note from myself or from the person packing the order, just as like a little touch to let you know, like, this isn't a big machine somewhere, like somebody's hands are actually touching this product, and it means a lot for this. And so I think that's like just something we've always done from day one, and we'll always continue to do, because like that order, we appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's from Alaska to Alabama, somebody's taking time out of their day, searching us out, and wants to support us. The least thing that we could do is, give a little handwritten note in there.
Yeah, I mean, those types of things go a long way. And when you realize, sometimes you order things and you think it's this huge company, and then you realize, no, it's just a couple of dudes in Ohio, packaging it, sending it out, and it gives you, and now that I've been involved with Best Hour and Thunderbro, I'm on the receiving end of some emails, and I'm like, they're surprised when it's me responding.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a small team, man. This is what we do here.
Yeah. Big
So
time.
you got back home to Ohio after the military opened PSKC CrossFit, and your goal was to build a strong community, but you also have talked about how there was a very, rampant opioid addiction going on there. And what was that all about?
Yeah. So, Portsmouth, Ohio is ground zero in the opioid crisis. And the reason for that is the guy who developed the business model, for pain clinics and pill mills actually started in Portsmouth. So essentially, where you can like selling scripts for cash and you just go in there and say your back hurts. That started back in the late 90s in Portsmouth. So that's something that we see we're on the front lines, and we see it pretty hardcore every day. And then the end of 2018, we had several members working at a nonprofit addiction treatment center in town called the Counseling Center. And they were on the executive team, and they loved CrossFit. They saw how powerful and impactful CrossFit was in their own life and in their own recovery. So they wanted to figure out a way to offer that to their clients. So basically, they found us a little space, and we built out a gym for them. And then we kind of developed a contractual relationship to where basically that's our second location now. And we have four classes a day now that we run for them in addition to our own box. And what we found, man, is like the power of CrossFit in your own life. Like as affiliate owners, we all know it. Like everyone that comes through the door is struggling with something. Whether it's relationship issues, whether it's food issues, people are all struggling with something. And I honestly think like we take for granted that when they come to our doors, it might be the only time that day that somebody's telling them good job. Or, you know what I mean? Like that's a very powerful thing. They're not getting that good feedback at work. They kind of feel maybe alienated and disconnected from their own relationships. But it's all struggles. And so what we kind of found is by getting them to replace one addiction for another, and that being a healthy addiction through CrossFit, it's been a massive missing piece for a lot of people's recovery, because there's no physical component in today's current recovery process. So by adding CrossFit classes to that, it just helps them, ease that transition, that withdrawal process. It helps them kind of regain a new sense of confidence and capability, that they can be sober, and that they don't have to quit, and that they can overcome. And it's been an awesome ride, man. And then the other thing is like people get sober, and now they kind of need something to do now, to where they can't go back to drugs. So what we've been able to do on the Doc Spartan side, because of our unique position that we run both companies out of the same place, is that our entire labor force now through Doc Spartan is being provided by people in transitional living or halfway homes. So now we're able to give those guys, we let them come work out, and then now we're able to give them full-time and part-time employment, and kind of give them a safe place to be around, and a new purpose in life. And it's just been the most rewarding thing we've ever done.
That's really cool. That makes it even more special for me tonight when I shower, putting that scrub on, to think, hey, not only does this make me smell good for my friends, but that, people that are putting it together, it's helping their lives. So that's
Yeah.
really cool to hear.
No, man. And it's, we don't have to do that. So like, it would probably be more economical for us to go find a fulfillment center and have people make our stuff for us. And like, I mean, you know how it goes. Like, if you run an e-commerce business, it can be a complete shadow thing. Like you can run everything from your phone and never have to touch a product or an email. But for us, like we're proud of the town that we live in. That's where I was born and raised. And, we kind of feel that our purpose needs to be aligned with our profit, and kind of be able to show people that they can earn a living. They can earn it through what they're doing in the gym, and then they can earn it through actually making something by hand, stamping that label on there and then shipping it out. So that's it's powerful, man. That's what we're fired up about.
So running an affiliate is a full-time job. Running a company, Doc Spartan, is a full-time job. Helping others, full-time job. What are some tips from you, Dale, for those listening, like myself, that are just like, holy shit, there's never enough time in the day. I'm so busy. I can never catch up. I'm going to lose my mind. What are some tips, pieces of advice you can put out there for the other crazy entrepreneurs such as myself?
So take care of yourself first. and it's always the easiest thing to go when, it's like you start missing workouts, you start, not eating well, you start getting stressed out. If you don't take care of yourself every day, you're not going to be able to take care of other people. So that's
That's one of the chapters of Best Hour of Their Day, the book, Fill Your Cup First. So absolutely right. What are some things, what does that mean to you?
so it's I've got a gym and I got a squat rack in my garage. And honestly, like I need to wake up a little early. I go down there, I play whatever kind of cheesy motivational stuff through YouTube. I get a lift in there first thing. And then I play some sort of 10-minute headspace thing. Um, get a cup of
Meditate?
coffee, meditate, yeah, meditate, pray, whatever kind of floats your boat. Um, and then so I've already got 45 minutes to an hour of by myself. My head is clear and I'm ready to go attack the day. Come in, get a cup of coffee, and then go wake my two little terrorists up who are 2.5 years old, twins.
Wait. Let me go back a sec. You work out before coffee?
Well, I should say like a second or third cup of coffee.
All right. I was gonna say that's always my big like. My wife can get up and just hit the gym, and I'm like, I'll see you in 30. I need to make a coffee and let it kick in before I get out there.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I get another cup of coffee for sure.
All right, gotcha.
And
When are
then
we gonna see some Doc Spartan coffee?
dude, we're in the process. We've got a great coffee scrub that's like infused with coffee grounds.
It'll
That's what
wake
I
you
use.
up a little bit.
Yeah, and like you never go wrong with the smell of coffee at all. But we're working on it for sure. You need to get some coffee going. But that's it, man. And then like I'm ready to go figure out what I need to do the rest of that day. And I've done it before to where like wake up and then go straight into work, and that just is not optimal at all. Because everybody's emails are going off, people want answers to this and da 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 da, and you just kind of sit around and look at the end of the day like, well, where did my time go? And I think the second best thing, because it sounds very cool that I do all this stuff, but I cannot do any of this if I didn't have amazing people that I worked with. I have an amazing general manager for the gym. Her name's Monica. She does the day-to-day operations. I have an amazing business partner in Renee, that she handles the day-to-day operations. So that kind of would be my second thing is find out what you're good at, double that down, and then get you some really good people who love to do the stuff that you hate to do.
So what's one thing at the gym at PSKC that you don't enjoy doing that someone else does now?
It's not that I don't enjoy doing it, but Monica handles getting all the leads, tracking where the leads are at, being the first one to meet them, and then eventually getting them to become new members.
So kind of like just bringing in new members, right? The emails, the back and forths, you don't have to do that. What about same question for Doc Spartan?
So anything to do with accounting, payroll, taxes,
Numbers.
any sort of organizational management stuff, Renee does all of that, and she likes to do all of that. I'm a big picture guy. Like I love to think of some stupid creative video or post, and that's what I'm good at. If I spent my time doing monthly sales tax reports and quarterly payroll, and I would just literally I wouldn't do it because it would just drive me insane.
Yeah, and I find, for the entrepreneurs, because I'm the same way, like big picture stuff is what we want, ideas and growing things, but I don't want to deal with the finances, the taxes, and all. No one does, and I'm sure you're like me. It's eliminate, automate, delegate.
Yeah, 100%, man. Get it off. Like you should be dangerous enough in those areas to kind of like be able to ask questions and know if you're getting getting a good answer. But you find like it doesn't have to be an employee. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like you can offload a lot of stuff to an accounting firm, a tax firm, somebody to keep you straight that way. But if you
Yeah, and
like,
in this day and age, just outsource it. Fiverr, 99 Designs. There's so many places you can go with that where, for not a really big cost, you can get a lot done.
oh yeah, and then it's just like you will always be balancing time versus money. Like, yeah, you could save yourself a couple $100 or 1,000 some dollars a month if you did all the books yourself. But it's just like, what is that worth? Like,
Hmm.
dude, like my peace and quiet and time with my kids at this point in their life is way more valuable than adding extra hours to my day.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned from Best Hour of Their Day that you took back to the box?
Oh man, that's a great.
I assume it came from me and not Fern, but outside of that, what are some of the big lessons
it,
you've learned?
it you know what, I won't necessarily say I learned it, it just reconfirmed it, is the burpee thing, the burpee penalty for being late. So that I used to be like, especially coming out of the military, like if it was 6:01, dude, come back to the 7 o'clock class. Like you're late. You don't respect my time. You don't respect the gym's time enough. Like, who do you think you are? Da, 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 da. And then one time I went to an affiliate when I was traveling in Vegas, and like you couldn't even find this damn place. And I was going to be there on time. Long story short, I was like 7 minutes late, and this guy like drops me for like 25 burpees for being late. And I was just like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. Um, and then so I took that back home and I was just like, you know what? Like they're doing their best to get there. They're paying you for the service. Now, unless they're like just being egregious and taking advantage of his situation, just like, kind of rib them a little bit and then get on with the rest of your day.
Yeah, and if it's the same person day in and day out, maybe have a little side combo with them. But I'm sure having 2.5-year-old twins showed you a little bit about, I'm just doing my best to get here, dude.
Yeah, bro, I'm here. Help.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with moms before. Like, I'm here. That's all that matters. I don't care what I live today. I don't care about my time. Just being here is a win.
Yeah, 100%, man.
That was a big one for us. Fred and I actually just got a message today. We get them all the time. Like, you know, they listen to our show and then they say, my box owner does this, but your show says not to. How do I convince him? And, it's not always the easy answer, but hopefully we're just, that little trickle effect where maybe someone listening to this episode with Dale, you know, can appreciate it a little more now, coming from a veteran and realizing, hey, although this was great in the military, not so great over at the box.
Right, right. And that's one of the ones that just kind of sticks to my mind right now. The episode with Greg last one was great. That was awesome. Um, I need to go back and find out exactly when you started zoning out, but I got a
It was
pretty
It's pretty
pretty
quick.
good
It's pretty
idea.
quick in there. Oh man, that's the one time Fern. I was like, take it, Fern. Run with it. You get this stuff. We get a lot of the CrossFit Health people coming on these days, and I'm always like, Fern, you want to take this one, Zoe? Who I'm not gonna, you can understand her. So I'll talk to the dudes making deodorant. You
Yeah,
talk to the you talk to the doctors talking about cholesterol.
yeah.
So you've been around CrossFit for a while. You've got some of your own companies. We haven't asked this question recently, but I think whenever I have like a serial entrepreneur and someone that's just been so successful like you, I like to find out kind of what has helped you get there. Do you have any books that you've read that the listeners need to check out?
I tell you what, man. It's kind of a very obscure book. It's called Dream Year. And I worked full time for the government, and had the affiliate as well. And it was just like, man, I can't give up this 6-figure salary and benefits and everything. And I just happened to be in the airport, and I found this book called The Dream Year, and it was basically like how to set up yourself within a year to own the business that you would love. That would be your dream. And it really just kind of opened up a lot of made sense for a lot of things. It was just like, if you're going to do this, like, this is the steps that you need to take to get there. So I would highly recommend, if you're that like part-time affiliate owner and you're trying to get to be in full-time status, check out the book called The Dream Year.
Well, the right answer was Best Hour of Their Day by Jason Ackerman. But that's a great second. That's a great second. You know,
Solid second, yes.
I'm not on here talking about Tom's deodorant. I'm talking about Doc Spartan. You're giving shout outs to other people, but that's fine. That's fine, Dale. No, we'll check that out. We'll check out Dream Year. What's next for Doc Spartan though? Any new products coming out?
We're kind of flirting with some CBD infused stuff to kind of accelerate the healing process a little bit more and provide some anti-inflammatory effects. But we're navigating that as we speak. And really, man, it's just to push our online sales. We're really fired up about this partnership with you guys, and being able to be in front of the audience that you guys have, and make the stuff for you. And then we're hoping by the end of this year, we can finally kind of slide our way into some sort of national level retail stores.
Yeah, and if you want to check out Doc Spartan, head over to Thunderbro. It's on the shop. It's on the left-hand side under the drop-down. Grooming essentials. No joke. I use all three. I have, other than considering Dale a friend and someone I admire, if the deodorant didn't work, I wouldn't use it. If I wasn't being told I smell good, I wouldn't use it. And, and it feels good. And now knowing that it's being made by people that are trying to change and improve their lives, I have even more of a reason to use it. I'm not trying to give too much praise. I'm not here to just pitch this, but the scrub sits in my shower. It's in like a pretty solid feeling, what would you call that, tub, if you will?
Yep.
It's in a tub. It's got the Thunderbro sticker on the top. It's solid, so you get your fingers a little wet, and you dig out, you just scrape it up, and I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. You scrub it on, and it rinses off, but you feel moisturized, if that's how you can define it. And I'm telling you, since moving to Boulder, I'm super dry all the time. Between working out and sweating, taking hot showers, I was putting lotion on all the time and greasy, touching things. Now I take a shower, put that on, and I'm good to go.
Yep. And that, we wanted to, our reputation's everything in business. And, we stand behind what we make. And, dudes, it's funny, like, dudes are kind of hesitant about it, but it's like, once they try it, man, like, they're more rabid fans about the scrubs than the females are. And it's one product. We tried it, like, especially like for the moisturizer. So it works great for your beard. It works great as a face moisturizer. And then if you happen to have hair, unlike myself, like, it works great as a hair pomade. And that's kind of what we want to do with all of our products, is make one sort of product that can be have a multi-use on a wide variety of stuff. So you don't have to have this product for this, that product for that, just kind of one little thing, and you're good to go.
Well, yeah, that's another good point. The face, hair, and beard moisturizer, what I like about it is I get out of the shower and, literally just start slathering it on my face. But then if I put too much on, all I do is kind of brush it into my face and then go right up. I've got hair and, it's short now, but it styles it and it stays great. And, and it's not like styling like paste where it looks gunked in and it looks like you clearly have gel in it. It kind of just has that natural look to it. And you can put a hat on and you take it off and it doesn't get all messed up. And again, I just really enjoy it and really like it. And I'm very particular with the products I use. I like to tell people it takes a lot of effort and energy to look like I don't care. Right? So I put a lot, I'm not blessed with the good looks like you, Dale. I got to work hard for this. And the moisturizer helps out.
We are the functional movement of grooming products. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and ladies, you can use it too, but I'm telling you now, Valentine's Day, if they If they order it today, this will be out Thursday, so the 6th. If they order this on the 6th, will they have it in time for Valentine's Day?
Yep. We as long as they get it ordered by that weekend. I guess that Sunday's the 8th, I think.
Somewhere around there. So
Yeah. So
basically, order it the day you hear this episode, and you'll get it. Head over to the Thunder Bro site, and is that a cool place for them to get it?
yep. Go straight to Thunder Bros, and just like you said earlier, hit up the grooming section of your place, and we'll get it as an order, and we'll get it right out. We ship within 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the bio of this episode too, so you don't have to look very far. But awesome chatting with you. Anything else you wanted to talk about? I always like to ask. Did I miss anything?
Dude, I can't thank you enough. I've been watching the videos for the last 10 years. I've been seeing the journal articles. I want to thank you for all the stuff that you've done for the community over the last 10 years through, all the level 1s and level 2s. Best hour of the day book, programming. You got to be careful who you take advice from. And it's good that you guys have been into it. You have the lessons learned, and you're providing it out there. So it's just been crazy to be on this podcast with you. Been very complimentary for me, but you guys need to know, like, you're doing a lot of good stuff for the community, and I appreciate you for that, man.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that. Fern and I talk just about every day, and we're saying how it's like we feel the energy, we can feel the snowball effect, and it's one of those things where I would recommend to anyone listening, be it trying to start your own grooming product or trying to start your own coaching, you just got to start. Because all we did was say, hey, let's record a podcast. And that was, 165 episodes ago. And because of that podcast, I've gotten to have conversations with people like you and Coach Glassman and some other amazing people out there. And if you're listening, just start. Just one step. That's all you got to take. That's all. I'm sure that's what Doc Spartan was all about. I'm sure that's what the box was all about. And it's easy to think that it's too hard, but if all you got to do is one thing.
Yeah, start, because it's better to start and fail than wish you would have started 20, 30 years from now and have it as regret.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dale, for coming on here. Thanks for all you do for the community. Thanks for all you do. I mean, hey, I think I'm almost certain the reason my wife has sex with me a little bit more often now is because of you. So I appreciate that. Smelling good is highly underrated.
That's what we're here for. We're here for your BJJ opponents to want to lick you in the face, and that your wife wants to have more sex with you. That's all I need.
That's all you need in life, right? So we appreciate it. So thanks again for coming on. Check out Dale, check out his box, all the good things he's doing in Ohio. And then, of course, head over to Doc Spartan, check out the grooming essentials, and we'll put the link in the show notes. So once again, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. How cool is that? There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, so it becomes super simple. Some of these episodes with Fern or Todd or myself chatting with one another, we've done right within the app itself. Anchor will make it easy to distribute your podcast to all platforms, Spotify, Apple, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make an awesome podcast in one place. All you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Come on, who doesn't have Spotify at this point? And if you were unaware, Spotify now is offering podcasts. That's right. On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite artists, but also podcasts in one place for free. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now, Best Hour of Their Day. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Premium users can even download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, something I always do before I hop on a plane. And you can even easily share what you're listening to with your friends on Instagram and other social media platforms. Here's the deal. If you haven't done so already, be sure to download the Spotify app, search for Best Hour of Their Day on Spotify, or browse some other podcasts if you want. You can find them in your library tab. And also make sure to follow me so you never miss an episode of Best Hour of Their Day. Thanks again for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. And thanks again to our special guest. We appreciate all you guys do for us with Best Hour of Their Day when it comes to sharing our posts on Instagram, when it comes to subscribing to us on YouTube, when it comes to the constant feedback. We are grateful and we appreciate it. We are trying to build a community based on coaching development and becoming the best version of yourself. And it goes without saying that we couldn't do without all of you. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Season 1 of Dropping In is out. We are getting tremendous feedback and we'd love for you to check it out. Leave us a comment on there. Head over to our Instagram. Give us a follow. Like our pictures. Feel free to share anything that resonates with you. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback for us, please don't hesitate. Email us besthouroftheirday@gmail.com. Thanks again. Until the next episode, we hope you've had the best hour of your day.